Hi guys. So this is vocabulary in context, one of the most important topics of SAT reading, and we have a big issue now. It dominates the digital set. So we notice now that we have many questions asking about vocabulary in context. See, which choice most completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? Question 2 as well. Which choice completes the text with the most logical and precise word or phrase? 3 and 4, vocabulary as well. So that means our lesson today is very important. When I give you the title, vocabulary in context, which is more important, the word vocabulary or in context? Who can tell me, guys, which is more important now? The word the vocabulary or in context? This is a deep question, philosophical question regarding language. So taking the title, which is more important, the first part of the title or the second part of the title? In this case, in the case you see that, vocabulary or vocabulary in context? Send the answer in the chat box. That is a deep question, by the way, it is very difficult. Do not undermine it. Well, from 3 answers, I got 1 correct. 2. The question is, which is more important? Vocabulary, this is a title, vocabulary or in context? Which is more important? This is the question. Well, guys, the answer is in context is more important than the word vocabulary. If I ask you to get a book, and now you see a shelf on which there are many books. So what is more important now? The word book or the words that describe book? The words that describe book. Because the word book only is not enough to make me decide which book should I pick. But when I say the black book, the red book, I know everything now. I know what book you are talking about. When it comes to our title, vocabulary in context, the word vocabulary is not important at all. What is important is in context, that we care about the contextual clues. This is the most important point we learned today. So when I tell you that I will test you in vocabulary, wow, hallelujah. We know from the heading that you test me regarding vocabulary. So here the word modest most nearly means, I know that you are asking about the meaning of a word. So I write here vocabulary, that is vocabulary in context question. Please focus on the second part. We don't need the word vocabulary anymore. You know why? Because we have a rule for that list that states a word that would mean what is stated in the dictionary, Mr. Ihab? No. at all. We don't give a hoot to the dictionary meaning. How come? This is the first tip and the most important tip of the day. We don't give a hoot to the dictionary meaning at all. So if you know the meaning of a word, do not say, yes, I know that modest means humble or something, so I will choose answer choice F, because I know that this word means so and so. This is totally incorrect. We don't give a hoot to the dictionary meaning. The meaning you are familiar with. Then, Mr. Ihab, how can I figure out the meaning of the word of vocabulary on SAT reading? Take this rule into consideration. A word would mean whatever its author wants it to mean. A word would mean whatever its author wants it to mean. So you can never eliminate an answer choice just because you think that modest cannot mean proper. So I get rid of it. Modest cannot mean simple because I know the dictionary meaning of this word, so it cannot mean simple. Do not do that. As long as you have the 4 answer choices, it means that modest can mean proper, simple, timid, inexpensive. Take that for granted, guys. As long as you see these 4 as possible answers for the meaning of this word, then modest can mean proper, simple, timid, inexpensive. What makes me choose a specific answer is the surrounding lines, the context, only, nothing else. So let's agree on that now. A word would mean whatever its author wants it to mean. Voiced can mean recorded, rose, trained, conveyed. Concerned can mean worried, involved, bothered, altered. What makes me choose a specific one? The lines, guys. Here, 31. I must read the surrounding lines to figure out which answer is correct. So now we have this valuable piece of information. A word that would mean whatever its author wants it to mean. Okay, I will write it down. You must write it. A word would mean whatever its author wants it to mean. Number 2, the meaning you are familiar with for the word is usually the wrong answer. Usually, I didn't say always. When it comes to reading sessions, you have to pay attention. You have to be careful with the terms, with the phrasing as well. So, guys, here we say, one technique to get to the answer fast is to eliminate the definition all people are familiar with. Mr. Ihab, can we now infer that if a word is used in its second meaning in an answer choice, it can be correct? Yes. And we will find some examples. We explain some examples. Do not worry, guys. The most difficult part is the theoretical part. But when we try to apply what we explain now on the questions, you're gonna find that very easy. So the definition people are familiar with is usually the wrong answer. Because logically, guys, you are in grade 10, 11, 12. Do you think that the test makers and the college board are naive and idiots to test you in the first meaning of a word? We all know the meaning of want, right? If you find the word want in the heading of a question, of course, the test maker does not need the definition you already know from grade 4. Logically, guys, they are not naive. This test is prepared for Americans. So, would an American struggle with the meaning of want in its first meaning? No, of course. So that would be waste of time, waste of ink if a test maker tests a student regarding the first meaning of this word. So logically, the answer choice that gives the meaning, the basic meaning, the first meaning of want is wrong answer. We find that sometimes when we check the meaning of a specific word, we find one means this is meaning one, definition one. Examples, definition two, three, four, five, six, seven. Do not be astonished, guys. Some words have like maybe 7, 10 different meanings. Yes. The first meaning is usually is like 90% wrong. If a word is written in the answer choices, guys, you find answer choice, for example, B, containing a word, but this word is used in the third meaning or in the second meaning, not the first meaning. It is a big clue for you that B is very tempting and it is almost the correct answer. Because the test maker tests you now whether you know the second or third meaning of a specific word or not. So that is a good point now from the test maker. If someone chooses answer choice B, it means that this guy knows well the second, the third, fourth, maybe the fourth meaning of the word. Well, we have something really important, which is playing elimination game. So elimination is important, of course, in both reading, writing questions. Elimination is so important. To eliminate an answer choice, for example, the word, we have a word here, increase. And I have A, B, C, D. A, B are positive, C, D negative. Well, so if I play positive, negative technique, Yusuf Ihab, I stopped the video for you, Yusuf. You switched it on the camera by mistake. Positive, negative is very important technique to reduce the number of answer choices. Imagine, guys, if I give you 4 answer choices and I ask you to choose, this is difficult. What if you reduce the number of choices to 2 answers only? Wow, that is a bliss. See, I have 2 now, so that is 50-50 instead of 25-25-25-25 possibility. So if I find the word increase in a positive context, it means I get rid of C, I get rid of D, the answer can be A or B. So I have 2 choices instead of 4. What if I find the word increase in a negative context? It means I will get rid of A and B and I keep C and D. Of course, there will be difference between C and D that makes me choose one and ignore the other. Anyway, positive, negative is very important. Just decide the tone, please, of the surrounding lines. I'm talking about something in the surrounding lines, and that thing is good, positive. I'm talking positive about that thing. So I get rid of negative choices, CD. I'm talking negatively in the surrounding lines. So I get rid of A and B. It can be C or D. Well, do not make weird assumptions based on your limited way of thinking. For example, some students think that the word increase is always positive. No, who said that, guys? It can be negative, of course. It depends on the piece of information I convey. So what if I'm mentioning something and I say that it increased the mortality rate, death rate? If something increases the death rate, then this is totally negative. That is totally negative. I see increase now in a negative context. So task 1, figure out the tone. Positive or negative. This will help you get rid of answer choices. Well, so we explained now the positive, negative. We explain the third important point, which is logic. Here we go. Sometimes I'm asked to figure out the meaning of an adjective. The adjective in English describes a noun. So what I am asking about is the adjective, and I have 4 answer choices. This noun is Ali, for example. And answer choice A is decorated. Logically, can I describe someone as decorated? Logically, using logic? No. So A is out from first glance. Knowing that I'm asking about the meaning of an adjective, and this adjective modifies a human being. Adjective, and the noun that it describes is the word book. And I see here inspired. Inspired book. Does it make any sense for you? No, of course. It cannot be. You find happy. Can a book be happy? No. So this adjective can never mean happy, can never mean inspired. Can it mean inspiring? Yes. A thing can be described as inspiring. No problem at all. So that is logic technique, which is very important. Okay, let's dive deeper, guys. Now, by trying to answer some questions, I give you chance first to do that yourselves, and then I will explain them for you. The first question to answer is this question. Question 1, the question you see now. This is page 4. Give it a try. Oh, wow, guys, marvelous. Well, here we go. All of you pay attention. Try to write notes in your notebook. This class will be available as well for all of you tomorrow, as I'm recording it right now because this is difficult topic. Muhammad Assam, switch on the microphone.
Yes, Mr.
You chose A, right?
Yes, I did.
Well, so the context, or from the context, do we talk about something positive or something negative?
Negative.
How did you know?
They said yells and tears.
Well, what if you get a great achievement? Like, for example, men and women react to happy events differently most of the time. So you find men applaud, while women sometimes they cry out of happiness, out of being happy, right? We notice that sometimes. So actually, yells and tears cannot provide a clue at all about whether we have negative or positive here. About we are talking about something caused sadness or happiness. Do not take yells and tears because sometimes out of joy, out of happiness, people yell and shed tears as well. So that is not a clue.
Yeah, I'll change it to be positive because of the next sentence. They said cheer.
Excellent. Now this is straightforward because see from the beginning, when Sapporo joined the track at field team at the Bokyo High School, the sport was enjoying popularity. Let's get the tone of the paragraph now, the whole paragraph, guys. Was enjoying popularity is positive. Okay. Had not known before the war, at that time, few schools could afford baseball bats or gymnastic equipment, and there was something in its simplicity of the sport. So that is good as well. The straight path to the goal, the dramatic finish line. So that is positive as well. That blank stirred the blank. I do not know what is the meaning of a stir. And the yells and tears are classified as neutral in this case. On Sundays, entire families came outdoors. Why? For what reason? To cheer. So positive, right? And I know now that the tone is 100% positive. So stir the community to yells and tears is positive as well. So I get rid of disturbed because it is negative, and the forced is negative as well. It is between B and C. Answer choice C is pure positive. While transform, what do you think of transform, Muhammad Asam?
It's neutral.
Excellent, because transform means that you change A to B. You transform A to B. So I don't know, you transfer something from being bad to being good or being good to being bad. I do not know. So this is neutral. Well, now if we feel lost between B and C, neutral means it can be positive, it can be negative. If I decided that I need positive answer choice, it means an inspired is possible case, transformed is possible case because it can be positive. Let's plug transform. So now we get familiar with the plug technique. Try to plug the answer choice and just see whether it works or not. I will read the word transformed now in the place of stirred because I'm asking about stirred. Let's read. That transformed the community to yells and often tears. Does it make sense logically? Can I transform the community? We have a community now. Can I transform this community to yells and tears? How can I change a community to tears? Even, even in like figurative language, it is difficult. We cannot do that. How can we transform a community to yells and tears? Nonsense. So now we know that the answer is C. C is positive, pure positive. And when I say it inspired the community to yells, do you remember what occurred when Saudi Arabia won, guys? That stirred Saudi Arabia to yells and years, by the way. We notice now most people were cheering, yelling, crying out of being happy. So that inspired them to yell and often tears. But as for Saudi Arabia, it ended in a tragedy. I swear I knew they would lose both games against Poland and Mexico. Well, guys, and I'm a big fan of Argentina. Actually, I would be very sad if Argentina got eliminated from the tournament. So I'm relieved now. Anyway, this one, registering as user line 3, registering. Most clearly means this one is a bit difficult. Just to give it a try. Messi will play tomorrow, Yusuf Ihab.
I know, sir.
But unfortunately, Saudi Arabia is out of the tournament. I would be glad if they qualified with Argentina, but I wouldn't be happy if Argentina was eliminated. As user line 3, registering, guys. Try to integrate more than one technique, you may get to the ends. Oh, Argentina today, yeah, 10 p.m. I forgot. You know what, guys? You can check the meaning of a word if you are not familiar with it. No problem at all. For today, it will be okay. So if you do not know the meaning of a scribe, just look it up in the dictionary and decide whether it works or not. Well, here we go. All of you pay attention. Well, registering, that is a verb form. Participial, that is participle. So, I will discuss it with, oh, the answer, by the way, guys, the answer is B. I will discuss the answer with someone who answered it incorrectly. If you answered it incorrectly and you are for the discussion, raise hand. Uh-huh. Oh, guys. Okay, I will discuss it with Muhammad Asa.
Yes.
Well, you choose C, right?
Yeah. I
This
just
is
chose it randomly since I was in the
yeah,
bathroom.
yeah. Okay. It would be better
Yep.
if you didn't send any answers at all, you know. Well, so you know the meaning of an scribe?
Yes, writing something on something else.
Well, excellent, more than perfect. So we can write something on metal, so that is inscribing, correct. Logically, Muhammad, what is the subject of the sentence? Magnetic coils of wire lie just beneath the pavement. What do we talk about?
The coils.
Excellent. Can the coils write?
No.
Of course, no. Can the coils, guys, can the coils inscribe something like a carve? Inscribe means to carve something it can't be. Because here we have registering each passing car. So can it be inscribing each passing car like coils, right? Or inscribe, carve each passing car. How come? We are talking about, by the way, guys, here in this paragraph, we are talking about a system like Sahar in Saudi Arabia. You know, so the magnetic coils of wire lie just beneath the pavement, registering each passing car. So you register each passing car. It does not mean you inscribe, you write on it. So prepare. How can magnetic coils of wire prepare the passing cars? Prepare them for what? Transmit. Transmit each passing car. Can we transmit each passing car, guys? No, of course. Does not make any sense logically. Why? Because transmit is used with data, for example. So we transmit data through, internet, anything like that. But can we transmit car in a cable, in coils, in magnetic coils of wire? Can we like transmit a car, transmitting each passing car? No, of course we cannot. We transmit the data about the car. We transmit the data about the car. What data? When your car passes, for example, we get the data, the number, we get the speed, you know, we can take a photo of you doing something. So we transmit the data. We do not transmit you, the driver, or the car itself. If you choose D, it means that you put the car in the coils and they are transmitted to another place. That does not make any sense at all. We just record each passing car. Record. It means like we send specific data about the car. So magnetic coils of wire lie just beneath the pavement. Recording each passing car means sending data about each passing car. It cannot be preparing logically what we prepare the cars for when they are passing already. So that they pass like in 1 second something. Inscribe coils of wire cannot inscribe cars, cannot transmit cars, but can record data about a car, like speed, for example. So B wins. B is the best answer. You just need to understand today, guys, you know? So we used here, what technique did we use? Logic technique. And plug. When we plugged A, C, D, we found out that they do not work at all. Well, here we go. Another question. Let's take this question on the first page. Don't be hasty, guys. Take your time. Line 21 and line 21. What word? Modest. The tactics and aims of traffic management are modest but powerful. You choose there. Take your time, feel comfortable. All of you guys send the answer. Some students are a bit afraid. I do not know why. Have I ever insulted any student for sending wrong answer, guys? Well, here we go. Very good. Wow. Some students would find that something really weird now that the average of their correct answer in reading is too much better than that of writing. If you have such issue, it means that possibly you will ace SAT. If you find that your average of correct answers for the reading is better than the writing section, the writing questions, it means you will ace SAT, 100%. Well, guys, excuse me. The answer is, of course, B. The answer is B. For what reason? We try to integrate all the skills we know. So we can go for the plug technique, positive negative technique, logic technique, and we have the blank technique as well. I will give you information with the blank technique, of course. Well, here, guys, the tactics and the aims of the traffic management are blank. So I need an adjective that describes what? The tactics and aims. See how SAT is easy? The first word you get rid of is, of course, timid, because timid means shy, nervous, not brave. So timid is out because I cannot describe the tactics and aims as nervous or shy. I can describe people with these adjectives. Inexpensive tactics and aims are inexpensive. Does it make any sense? No, at all, of course. So this is off topic as well. Do you have evidence in the passage that we are talking about? Money is something being costly or inexpensive? No, of course, we don't have evidence at all about that. So the tactics and aims of traffic management are blank but powerful. It cannot be inexpensive. Logically, because the main focus here is not about the monetary issues, right? Well, here I have a big clue, which is powerful. Sorry, but I mean, if I have the word and adjective, adjective, it means that if the test maker asks me about the meaning of this adjective will be most likely to be synonym or very similar with the first adjective, very similar to it, of course, because I have the linker and. What if I have the linker but or nevertheless, however, it means what comes before must contradict with what comes after. Well, proper and powerful. Proper is good and the powerful is good, no contradiction at all. So I can say proper but powerful because the usage of but here will be wrong. If I use proper, guys, it would be better if I replace but with and, right? So it can be proper and powerful. But as long as I see this word, it means I need something that contradicts with the powerful. Logically, when I describe the tactics and the aims that can be powerful, it must be complicated, made up of many steps, of many components, many things. It cannot be easy. But here, when I say simple but powerful, yeah, I can find the logical function for but now because being simple contradicts with being powerful. Because talking about techniques, tactics, strategies, aims, logically, what is described as powerful is complex and complicated. So simple contradicts with the powerful. B is correct. This one, as used in line 8, voiced most nearly means, well, this is line 8 and this is voiced. Just give it a try. Well, here we go. Let's see now. All of you pay attention. So we try to integrate many skills. Mrs. President and sisters, I might almost say daughters, I cannot tell you how much joy has filled my heart as I have sat here listening to these papers and noting those characteristics that made each in its own way beautiful and masterful. I would in no ways lessen the importance of these expressions by your various representatives, but I want to say that the words that especially voiced what I may call the upgush of my soul were to be found in the paper read by Mrs. Solve in the newspaper as a factor of civilization. Well, here, guys, voiced something, so I must say that especially voiced what I may call this the upgush of my soul, something related to soul. So feelings, voiced feelings. So what do I say now? Recorded feelings, because that is something related to the soul. Recorded. So we try to plug now. Plug recorded. So that especially recorded what I may call upgush of my soul. How come? How can someone's words record the feelings of another? Here, the narrator says, I want to say that the words that especially voiced what I may call up. So A is totally incorrect. It cannot be recorded, of course. Someone's words cannot record another's feelings. It can express someone's feelings. For example, you feel sad, but you are not good at delivering public speeches. So we choose someone who is good at that, and you say, Ahmed voiced what I may call up gush of my soul. So Ahmed just expressed what I wanted to say, what I felt. So recorded is wrong. Ahmed rose what I may call up gush of my soul. How come? Rose is totally wrong. Strained, strained. Strained is negative, is with negative connotation, while the narrator here just praises the previous speeches given by people. So the tone is positive about the speeches. She says that the words, I want to say that the words that voiced what I may call upgush of my soul. So it must be positive while strained is negative. Convey means express, and this is the word I want. So here, guys, if I do the blank technique, for example, when we did the blog, we ended up with choosing D, because D means conveyed, expressed, feelings. So it is okay. If I go for the blank, I just make like that. This is the blank technique. I will delete this word I'm asking about. And I do like that. How can I Fill in the gaps. This is the blank technique, gaps. Fill in the gaps with a word. I want to say that these words blank what I may feel. So, conveyed, expressed, indicated. I need now a word that means express or indicate. So I write it here. I need a word that means express or indicate. Which word from the four answer choices means express or indicate? It is conveyed, not recorded, not rose, not strained. Well, now guys, number 2. Yeah, okay. Now guys, break time, break time. We'll be back at 6:28. Okay, here we go. Here we go back again, guys. Send the answer of 2. Give it a try and we will explain it. مهند. Well, guys, I ask you to apply the plug technique. Plug means take every word and put it instead of concern it in line 31 and read it in the context from the beginning of the sentence to the end of the sentence. Just see whether it works or not. If I say concern, replace it with worried, involved, bothered, altered, and see which one works. Muhammad Abdullah, correct. Muhammad Abbas, excellent. Sulaiman, wow, great Sulaiman. And Muhammad Assam, Abdul Aziz, excellent Abdul Aziz. Well, guys, here we go. Exit Anas. First of all, if you ask a student in grade 2, what is the meaning of concerned, he would say worried. So the first meaning of concerned, the meaning we are familiar with in the whole world is worried. It means A is wrong. I explained this technique at the beginning of the class. So if concern's first meaning is worried, it means that A is wrong. And bothered is like concerned. So this is wrong as well. It is now between B and D. Which one makes sense here? Alter means to change from one state to another, from one case to another. Change from A to B. Do we have any mentioning of change in the surrounding lines? Something changes from being good to being bad, or being bad to being good? No, at all. So answer choice D is totally incorrect. We choose the involved, people involved in it. Well, let's try another technique, the plug technique. Take each word and put it here in the place of concerned. So we integrate the blank. So we make like this. It's not here. And I will put each word from the answer choices in that place. See. So this is filling the gaps now with a suitable word. Let's try to do that. Worried. I started a paper and ran it for 2 years at vast cost to everyone. Worried in it does not make any sense at all. Bothered in it, does it make sense logically as a structure? Bothered in it or altered in it? No. Which one of these four precedes in? We usually say involved in. So it can be like the outcome of reading. You say, yeah, I'm familiar with involved in. We usually say involved in. So if I say everybody is involved in such action, it makes sense. But bothered in it, altered in it, worried in it, no, there is no clear. So involved in it is too much better for many reasons. So we did it two ways. So sometimes, guys, idioms can help. We usually say involve in it. Like this rose as well. This rose, guys, is the past from rise. So rise, rose. When it comes to rose and rise, they are intransitive. Intransitive. While the verb here, oh, I need to do like that. Voiced here is voiced what? Voiced what I may call the upgush of my soul. So voiced here is transitive, by the way. We have an object for voiced that voiced something. So this clause, what I may call up the upgush of my soul, is object. While rose does not require an object. So you can play some grammatical games as well on the question to try to eliminate. 26. And this ordinary, very ordinary faculties have. What does this mean? No problem, Yusuf. Here we go. Pay attention, please, because you need the surrounding lines. What do we talk about in this paragraph? Men of very ordinary faculties. Faculties means abilities, potentials. Abilities or potentials. Ordinary abilities or ordinary potentials. Nevertheless, made a very respectable way in the world and have sometimes presented even brilliant examples of success. On the other hand, what is called a genius is often found by the wayside, miserable wreck, more deplorable. Well, here we go. So do you think here we are making comparison between ordinary people and genius people? So, here I have on the other hand, highlights contradiction between what comes before, what comes after. And what comes after, I'm talking about specific people, the genius. And what comes before, I'm talking about the ordinary people. It means the not distinguished people, the um, unremarkable people. So after, on the other hand, I'm talking about the remarkable people, the unique people, the distinguished people, the special people. Well, in what comes before, I'm talking about the unremarkable people. Unremarkable. Unremarkable means with ordinary faculties, with ordinary abilities, with ordinary potentials. So that makes sense now because I'm comparing now the faculties. Faculty means ability, capability, ability, potential. So I can describe someone's potentials as being exceptional, right? Exceptional. Can describe someone as being genius. On the other hand, when I describe the faculties or abilities of the ordinary people, I say unremarkable, not distinguished. So unremarkable here is too much better than A, B, D, than accepted. Ordinary means can mean accepted, customary, habitual. Take into consideration that customary and habitual are almost synonyms. Customary and habitual are almost synonyms. So when I say habitual faculties or customary faculties, I didn't add anything to the meaning. I didn't describe the faculties of ordinary people the best way. As long as I'm comparing the ability or the potentials, I must give good adjectives, like good adjectives that makes the difference clear. Here I say genius. See, guys, so on the other hand, and what comes before, I must write contradiction because I have the contradictor here on the other hand. So what contradicts with being exceptional? What contradicts with being genius? What contradicts with being unique? To be with unremarkable faculties, with normal faculties, normal abilities. But accepted abilities, customary abilities, habitual abilities does not highlight the contradiction. Well, number 4, guys, 36. And here I have hold. Go ahead. Here we go. Let's see now. All of you pay attention. Here, guys. Hold. You may feel that this question is easy. Oh my God, reading. My friends from grades 11 and 12 say that reading is very difficult. And yeah, now I know that it is very difficult. No, it is not. But do not do it the way you have been taught in school, guys. This is how you do that. Hold is a verb. Figure out the subject and then the receiver. Well, these imply a constant effort on the part of nature to blank the balance. Grasp, I grasp something concrete. I grasp it with my hand. So I grasp something concrete. I purchase something concrete as well. I'm afraid that some students do not know the meaning, the difference between concrete and abstract. Guys, if you know the difference between concrete and abstract, raise hand. What is the difference between concrete and abstract? Abdulaziz, go ahead.
Yes, sir. The concrete is something that can be, it's something physical, can be held.
Correct.
But the abstract is related to thoughts or something you can think about.
Yeah. So joy is concrete or abstract?
Abstract.
Happiness.
Abstract.
Book.
Concrete.
Thank you. So we grasp something concrete. The doer here is, see, these imply a constant effort on the part of nature to hold. So hold here is a verb that is done by nature. Can nature grasp? Nature is not a human being or an animal. People and animals only can grasp. So A is wrong. Can nature purchase something? No. Nature cannot purchase. Can nature dominate? Yes, nature can dominate. Then it is correct. Just wait. What do we need to dominate or maintain now? The balance. Balance, guys, means when I say balance means this equals this. Oh my God, I didn't manage to make them equal. Okay. Almost equal. So this is the balance now. This is 50%. I try to make it 50% as well. So we balance. When you dominate, the balance would not occur, right? Moreover, nature can dominate, but figuratively, in figurative language, what word do I need here, guys? Let's play the blank now. No word here. I will fill in the gaps with a word. I write. These imply constant effort to a part of nature to blank the balance, to keep the balance. To keep the balance, sustain the balance. So what word is, this is another technique called the blank technique. Now I know that the word that best fits here is the word keep. Which word is similar to keep? The word maintain. Maintain the balance means keep the balance, but you cannot grasp the balance. You cannot purchase the balance. You cannot dominate the balance. So here, guys, well, I have something to say. So try to change your mindset, please. Try to change the way you do things, because the skills of SAT is totally different from the skills you are taught at schools. So be careful, please. Okay. For example, here, guys, grasp. As I told you, playing logic would be the worst answer choice because someone is asking. So it cannot be grasped because we grasp something concrete, something we can touch, we can hold. Not this one. Agitations in line 10. Go ahead. Okay. Well, here we go. Very easy. Very easy. You can just choose. See, guys, no trap choice. No trap choice. Let's read. It is not to be denied that we live in the midst of a strong agitation and are surrounded by very considerable dangers to our institutions and government. Here we go. I will discuss it with Layan Ahmed. Switch the microphone, Layan Ahmed. No, not Layan, because Layan answered it correctly at the end here. Sorry. Anas Badawi, switch the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Well, what did you choose?
B.
B. Well, let's play positive negative technique now. Is the tone of the sentence positive or negative?
Negative.
How did you know?
Okay, wait.
The
Dangerous or
sentence begins from the word it and it ends in the word government. So yeah, go ahead.
Yes, dangerous to our situation.
100% correct. We are surrounded by very considerable dangers. So the tone is negative. I need a negative answer choice. Abdulaziz, switch on the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Strong considerations is positive or negative?
Positive.
Strong decisions is positive or negative?
Positive.
Strong defenses
Positive.
and disturbances, strong disturbances is positive or negative?
Negative.
So we choose
C.
that's it. Just because the tone of the sentence is negative. Here we go. The last question of the day.
Master,
Excuse me, Mariam, go ahead.
no, I just only have one question. What was the answer of the previous question? Because of the internet connection.
No problem at all. The answer is C, because the word disturbances is negative. Disturbances is negative. And all the other answers are positive. Answer choice A, good, strong considerations. Considerations is positive. Decisions can be positive and can be negative, but I have the word strong here, so it is positive. Defenses is positive as well, but disturbances is always negative. And the tone of the sentence, Mariam, is negative because I have the word danger. Danger means the tone is negative. So I must choose a word with a similar tone. The only negative answer choice is C.
Yeah, okay, thank you, Master.
It's the word. Now, guys. Oh my God. What did I do? Yeah. The last question of the day. The passage indicates that focusing on one's action as they are performed Can you read, please, and skim the passage quickly and figure out whether doing that thing which is focusing on your actions while you perform is good or bad, and then you choose A, B, C, or D. No problem, Diana, man. No problem at all. You have school tomorrow, guys?
Yeah, Mr.
Yeah. That I usually liken school to a cage, you know? School is like a cage. This is the jail of education. Imagine, sitting at the same place for like 7 hours. This is prison, guys. Well, you have like limited freedom. You cannot even eat. So that is controversial a little bit, but they must think of an alternative system. Okay, guys, great. I guess there is a big difference between college life and high school life. High school is like, as I told you, a cage. Well, college is about freedom. You know, you are not for attending a specific class, you do not attend the class. You feel that the lecture is boring, you do not attend it. That's it. So that is the difference between free life and caged life. This reminds me of Dr. Maya Angelou's poem, The Caged Bird. So you are caged now, guys. You must study hard to get out of the cage. Well, oh wow, if you choose C, it means it does not mean anything, guys. It just means that you got the correct answer. That's it. Well, the answer is C. Can result in risky performance, compromised. Compromised performance means risky performance, negative. So here, pay attention. Answer choice C is negative. Answer choice A. Who will help me with classifying the answer choices to positive, negative? Believe me, guys, if someone misses this class, this is a big loss. Any single minute in the reading class matters, not just the Black lives. Well, Abdulaziz Kilani, switch on the microphone.
Yes, sir.
Is an important component of improving skill.
Positive.
Positive, because of the word important.
Yes.
It's more common among experts than it is common among other people.
Positive.
Positive as well.
Yes.
Leads to superior level of performance.
Positive.
While C can result in compromised performance is negative.
Yes.
So what would make us choose C is to figure out the negative tone dominating the passage. Where can you see that? How can you prove C correct? Guys, see, thinking about what you are doing as you are doing it. This is the issue presented in the heading of the question, focusing on your actions while you are performing. Is it a good thing or not? The teacher asked you at school to present something. While presenting, you are thinking of the teacher's reaction and your classmates' viewpoint. This will be a real flop because you think while you do. This is totally wrong. When you do something, just do it. Do not think about it. So when you present, when you just do a presentation something, just focus on how you present it the best way. Don't give a hoot to how people view you or your presentation. So here we say, thinking about what you are doing as you're doing it interferes with the performance. It will tackle your performance. The idea is that once you have developed the ability to play an arpeggio on the piano, put a golf ball or parallel park, attention to what you're doing leads to something positive or something negative, leads to inaccuracies, leads to something negative. So the result of this, of focusing on your actions while you are doing such actions, is pure negative because of the word inaccuracies here and interferes with performance. And also we have this piece of information, piece of advice. Don't think, dear, just do. So when you do not think about what you're doing, just do it. So that makes answer choice C the best answer. We need negative because the result of this action is negative. The only negative answer choices. Here we go. This topic is very important, as I told you. Now, guys, we usually say you must know the second meaning of some words. You will study this page. This is page 7, by the way. See? Common second meanings. Common second meanings. So you study this page 7. 8. And 9. Well, you must study these pages well. 8, 7, 8, 9, 3 pages. So myriad means many in its second meaning. Lofty, high-minded. Innate means inborn. So please study the 3 pages well. I will test you in them. Anomaly means abnormality. And give a try to the questions in pages 10 to 13. So this is the homework. Homework from page 10 to page 13. 4 pages, guys. Feel comfortable making mistakes. Do not worry. We will explain these mistakes, how to fix such issues. So I will never blame you that you erred, that you make mistakes, but I will blame you if you do not send. Regarding the task, the Khan Academy task, guys, I sent you a video showing how to upload your work via Google Classroom. So it is a must, guys. It is mandatory. It is not optional. Because some students think that it is optional. It is not. If you do not do this task, I may contact your parents to just tell them that you cannot go on attending our classes. Because guys, we have a big problem now. If you do not boost your vocabulary level, you will find difficulty doing these questions. By the way, so you may understand everything. A student contacted me saying that, Mr. Ihab, I understand everything he's saying during the session. Why I need to do the task? I understand everything. Understanding everything does not mean that you boosted your vocabulary level. You have to do that. If you understand the technique and you cannot understand what is written in the text, how can you apply the technique? How can you apply the strategy? Unless you know the meaning of what you read. So it is a must, guys. Well, just wait, please. I stop the recording.